I'm thinking about the whole rationale behind Spacewalk, and of course it does have strong elements of 2000 AD, but in the decades since doing 2000 AD, there's so much more that I want to add. I mean, of course I know a lot more about how to handle artists, how to get the best out of artists, how to get the best out of stories, and also how to get the best out of emotion and characters, as well as science fiction. But if there's one thing that's driving me, and I suppose it's probably, it's only 2 glasses of wine, so it can't be that bad. But if there's one thing that's motivating me more than anything, I am aware of the potency of comics and their importance and how far they influence children as well as adults, but primarily children, because once you're an adult, well, that's who you are, and there's not much room for flexibility, shall we say. And that is what really motivates me on Spacewalk, is a trick we missed, or perhaps I wasn't ready for it on 2000 AD, is to show villains as something other than arch characters. So some of the villains we had, the Volgans were pretty stereotypical, Artie Gruber, the Cyborg was pretty stereotypical. What I want to show, without any loss of entertainment, is that evil people come in other forms, and high on my list would be the Tony Blair type of villain, who has tremendous blood on his hands from Iraq. And to show that people can be very smooth, very appealing, and they have all the charisma of a double glazing salesman, like Tony Blair. And if some of that can go into the villains, and some of it is going into the villains of Spacewalk, then I think, if you like, I've closed a circle. I wouldn't like to say my work will be done, because that sounds a bit fatalistic, but there will be tremendous satisfaction in that, because villains are not shown. All too often they're Doctor Doom characters, which I have no time for. I hate arch villains, and even in the early stages of 2000 AD, I think we managed to show other kind of characters, like corporate villains. You know, I think we did a great job with Trans Time. But I want to capitalise on that and really show kids in particular that villains are complete scumbags, have a very different face, because the reality is, at whatever age they are, 8, 9, 10 upwards, they are going to meet people like that, and I think it's good for them to be prepared.